Hey guys, it's your boy, Jiggly Josh. It doesn't matter. This is my first devlog on what I'm making. I am making an asymmetrical, quote unquote, horror game. It's not going to be scary, but it just has the qualities of an asymmetrical horror game minus the horror. So, first, I'm just going to show off what I have now. So, what I have now, you have the intermission, and you have the inventory, survivor killer tabs, and then a preview of each character. The killers don't work yet because I haven't implemented that, but the skins they do work. So we'll start with, let's use the Hatsune Miku Woman skin. Right? So we'll just get that done. Give it a minute. Let me finish the intermission, I suppose. Why did I say it like that? And there we go. Okay. So now, look at that. Woohoo. I think I should make the torso slim because it's Miku. I'm gonna do that. But yeah, you get the idea. I didn't make the closer hair, by the way, if that wasn't obvious. I'm using a lot of free stuff. I'm using a lot of assets I just found on Roblox. So there's that. And by the way, just in case you have any like doubt, I can also use Blue Satan himself. That works too. Like, it works for any of them. Actually, it'll just be normal Satan himself. Give it a minute. It's loading. But yeah, see Satan himself. Woohoo, it works. Alright, cool. So, I pressed the wrong button. I don't know if that broke anything. Okay, so first thing, I'm gonna quickly go over the characters, right? So you have Satan himself. That's his full name, lore-wise, in here. It's literally just Satan. Then you have Invisible Man. He's just a guy that can turn invisible. And then you have his arch nemesis, Anti-Invisible Man. And his whole gimmick, you can always see him no matter what. That's why he has the outline. You have the Marvelous Ladybug, like a evil and stupid version of the Miraculous Ladybug. 1 second. And then you have Miley Lee, who's just like a singer celebrity person, I suppose. Then you have Woman. He's a little weird. So he's just like a guy who just wakes up and screams "whoa," except like randomly. So like he'll be here, and then he can just like wake up all the way over there, and he'll go "whoa," waking up. All right. I hope that makes sense. By the way, this is not all of the characters. All of this is like basically sums up to an inside joke between me and my brother. Okay, so first things first. I'm gonna just show off. So timer GUI. This is just its own thing. Starter player. Okay, so we have is playing. This is like, oh, are you AFK or not? Killer chosen. The default is Miley Lee and Woe Man. And then timer script, which basically what this does is it sets the timer. So what this does is it goes into your GUI, and then it sets it to whatever this text, whatever this is at the moment. And I don't know what that thing does. Okay, and what that is if we go to server script service and you go to round script. So local round, this is just like it fires off the round. And as you can see, this controls the GUI. This controls this. So it just says, oh yeah, make the GUI load or whatever. And then you have this timer script that says, okay, make it equal to that all the time. And I just have it wait 1 second because... don't do that. I just have it wait 1 second because... I don't know. I feel like it would be stupid if it was just like every millisecond just constantly trying. Alright, so then next thing we go to load round from round script. So load round. This one is kind of complicated, I suppose. So what this is, literally this is like the bulk of the code, and all it does, it just changes the player into the character. And then what this does is the animate script, the timer script, and the camera script. So when you change character, this doesn't get saved into your... This doesn't get, like, thrown into you. It doesn't, like, transfer. So I have to... Inside of servers... No, inside of replicated storage in the scripts, I have to get another one, the timer script, throw it in. Camera script, what this does when you morph characters... So when you morph the character, your camera, like, detaches. So what this does is the camera gets retached into you, and then I destroy it because all it does is retach, and then that's all it does. So I can just destroy it and not have to think about it. Okay. And yeah. And then... Oh, and then the whole spawns thing. So it starts with, it chooses... So what this does, it chooses a random map, and maps... Up here, it's replicated storage, maps, and then get children, all of these. So it chooses a random one from here. And then, okay, is the round starting? So, like, here in round script, I have true. That means, okay, that means the round is being loaded. And then, so if it's true, then it starts loading everything. So... Okay, so my bad. So if it's true, it will load the map, it waits a second, then it gets all the players, and then it checks if they're playing, and if they're playing, then it lets them play. So what this does is chosen map, it takes a random map, and then it goes, okay, the current map is a clone of the random map that was chosen, and then it just moves it into workspace. That's all that does. Now if we go here to the whole spawns thing, so in every single one of these, there's a folder that says spawns, and it just teleports the player to a random spawn in there. Now, as of right now, all the spawns are in here, so you can even be teleported to a killer spawn. What I'm going to have to do is add like a subfolder that's like, oh, killer spawn, player spawn, and then just have that be the random thing. But as of right now, it only loads you in as a survivor. I haven't coded in, oh, what if it's a killer? So then the whole false thing after the game ends, it just reloads it. It like reloads all the characters. It destroys a new character, and then the current map, it just says bye bye and it just destroys that. So that's all that one does. And then change character. What was this again? Oh, that's a different thing. Okay. So we're gonna start with the so next we gotta go to the inventory, and you have the switch. All this does is, oh, if you click this, the inventory will show. That's all that is for. And then the inventory here, so you have, let's just make this visible now. So we make it visible. So you have the skin display right here, the killer tab, and the survivor tab. So so the killer tab is open right now, so we're gonna start with the killer tab. So we have switch tab, and basically what this does is it goes, okay, is it on the tab? Okay, it's not on the tab. This color will become this color, this will become the darker color, and then this will become visible. So like if I turn it invisible, you can see it's the survivor tab. Next, you have character. So this is, oh, which character do you want to be? So you have Anti-Invisible Man, Miley Lee, Marvelous Ladybug. You have open skin, and what it does is, so if I open this, so the Marvelous Ladybug. So what this does is you have the skin tab, which is this. This is the skins tab. And then you have the skin button, which is like, which would be, in this case, Marvelous Ladybug. And it goes, okay, so text button dot name, which is the script parent, that would just be this. So when I click on this, so then I click on this, and it gets the name from up here, and then up here it goes, okay, but just add skins to the end of it to get the skin button, which would be the Marvelous Ladybug skin. So if I move this to the side, you can see it says that. These two dots let you add like variables and strings, I suppose. So what it does is let's say if I click it, is it invisible? Or no, if I click it, if this is invisible, it turns it visible, and then if it is visible, it just turns it invisible if I click it again. That's all that part does. So then let's make Marvelous Ladybug visible, and you have the Marvelous Ladybug skin button. Cool. And the click script. This does a lot. This was a pain to figure out. So this I'll tell you what this does later, but basically what that does is, let's say if I go to skin display and I click visible. So what it does is it takes the label up here. So you can see there's actually a lot of things. So there's character type, skin name, back, equip with the equip script, and then skin name display. So it sets the display to whatever the text is here. And I actually did it kind of sloppy now that I'm thinking about it. I could have just had it where it's equal to this. Right? Yeah, I did it wrong. Okay, I did it in a weird way where if I go to like characters and then survivors and then there's character name, I think I could no, I think it's better if I do it that way, because then I could use the character name for other stuff. So yeah, okay, so that's fine. So there's a fly on my monitor. So what happens is, so the text here will become whatever the tag is in here. So in the Marvelous Ladybug, there's the tag, it just says the Marvelous Ladybug. This will become the Marvelous Ladybug. Skin name, it becomes the whatever this says, that will be skin name. And then character type, that will be whether it's a killer or a survivor. So skin type, skin display that character type, that is this. And then down here, so the new skin type, where did I put that? Right, so it basically, so you're in here, and then you click this button, it basically gets whatever is up here, and then puts that as, as whatever, and then it puts that into character type. Then what happens is, so in the display, what it does is, I click the Marvelous Ladybug, it would take a copy of the Marvelous Ladybug, it would move it inside the display, and then it puts it to the position part. Now the position part is always right in front of the camera, so that's where it is. And then the position part, this script just doesn't even work, so completely ignore that. But yeah, so then that's what that does. So then what it also does is it moves the, if I go to, where's scripts? It puts rotate script here. I'm going to be honest, this is the part that I don't really understand how it works. This, I just had to look it up, how to make something constantly rotate. So, but basically what it does is that, oh, wait, never mind. This, okay, I thought it did, never mind. Okay, so the position part here, this is just constantly rotating, and then what this does, it constantly makes the model equal to the rotating part. So let's say I was to make this 0 so you could see it. If I were to play, and then see, this rotates even though nothing is there. So if I were to put Anti-Invisible Man, he's just there. Marvelous Ladybug, it's there. That's how I was able to get it to stay. Because I used to have it where I would put the rotate script and it would make the model move, but then every time you would click it, it would just reset the model's rotation. So that's what that does. Okay, next, the equip button. What this one does is it gets, so the character type, right here, it gets the Character type from here, skin name, because it's the skin name from here. Now, what does this do in the character type? That is where we go back to change character. So what this does is, so it changes the value server-wide, because with the load round script, what it does is it gets, so these are, you have these in your player, it gets this, and that determines what skin you have. So here, it just changes your skin name to whatever this is, and then the whole character type chosen. Why do I have chosen here? Well, that's because I called them killer chosen and survivor chosen. I really don't feel like changing it. I don't. But yeah, I think that's everything that I had to go over. Oh, right. Something I forgot to mention. So, like, the character designs, they're probably not final, but the maps, these are 100% not final. The whole reason why I have these maps here, they were just like, I was just like, oh, I'll just use classic maps. Why not? That'd be funny. And, hold on, let me just put this back to normal. And then killer, no. And then, hold on. This is the wrong one. And then, so I just have them there just for, you know, that they're just there for the, they're just there temporarily. I don't know why I chose to use them, but I guess they were like small and simple maps I could use. But yeah, I'm gonna figure out how to. So my next course of action is here, the skins tab. Now, thankfully, the button, it like works. The only thing I'm gonna have to do, like if I move it to where everything's in the skins tab. Actually, wait, no. Because what I'm gonna try to do is have only one of these here, and then I'm going to move every single one from every single one into here, and then I'll like sort them. Or not sort them, it'll be like evenly spaced apart, so I can just like add a skin, and then, you know, not have to like readjust it and everything. I'm pretty sure Forsaken does that. It also works with the inventory. So, like, with the inventory, I could have, like, oh, is unlocked. If it's not unlocked, it won't show up. So then I can just, oh, it's unlocked now. It shows up so that I don't have to put it purposely at the bottom. I could put it wherever I wanted, really. But yeah, I think that's everything that I wanted to go over, I suppose. Yeah. Oh, right, I forgot to make the whole inventory, no, this one. It starts with the killer one visible, because that was just on top for some reason, but yeah. I think that's everything I have to go over. Actually, I'm just going to show you guys how the skin works, I suppose. So, if I go to the Epic, yes, and then if I go to Killer Chosen, if I go Miley, and I click Equip, oh, wrong, bad example. If I go to Marvelous Ladybug, and then if I go to Survivor, I'm going to go Blue Satan himself, then if I go to like the Anti-Invisible Man, Invisible Man skin, then it goes here, and I'm going to be Anti-Invisible Man. See? But yeah, that's this, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah. Pretty cool, I suppose. Oh, cool. This one was only 20 minutes. Way less than the 40 minutes the last one was. Yo. We're back with another devlog. So you may have noticed there's a lot more characters. So there's Belevo. There's a... Let me close my door 1 second. Okay, as I was saying, so these are my brother's characters, and then these are also my brother's characters. There's Belevo, Knife Guy, Hoo-Hee-Ha, and then we have the Concept of Time, Carrot Man, and Huag. So very quick lore dump on these guys. Belevo, he's just an annoying guy who just dies and then he comes back, hence the whole 2-time skin, because it's I'm basically going to have Belevo be old 2-time. Knife Guy, he's just a guy with a knife. And he fixes all of his problems by stabbing. Hoo-hee-ha, he's like a singer guy, but he has no neck, so his head just like wobbles all over the place. I haven't added that in the game yet, but still. Concept of time. Take a wild guess. If you're wondering why he looks like this, I couldn't find any of the items that like fit what my brother wanted to have as the character. Next we have Carrot Man. He's some farmer guy who loves carrots, and he'll like turn you into a carrot farm, I guess. And then this is Hwag. Think of it like Metal Sonic to Sonic, Hwag to Blevo. So Hwag is a cyborg, and he's like, I am the real Blevo, ha ha ha. You know? Anyway, you might notice there's a lot more skins in here now. So I added milestone skins because I just think the milestone skins are pretty cool. However, I took after how Shedletsky's milestone skins were done rather than Elliot's. So, like, there's clearly progression, but it's, like, different. So, like, with Invisible Man, he becomes a superhero, then he becomes, like, then he becomes, like, even more superhero. Then he goes to prison for some reason, and then he's, like, some, I don't know, cultist guy. Then with, like, Woman, because of the way how he, like, wakes up, he sleeps. Oh, I woke up! Then he's going on, like, some adventure. Then he's, like, in some cult or something. And then he's, like, a cosmic goat guy. I don't know. Don't ask me. Then we have Satan himself. He's, like, a king guy. Then some, I don't know, pharaoh training montage. Then, like, I don't know, he's hiding something. Casual, I guess. And then he's just like, yeah, this is, like, Mega Satan. So, like, you have, you know, like how Pokemons, they Mega Evolve? This would be, like, Mega Satan. I guess. I don't fucking know, man. Then with the Marvelous Ladybug, it's like Iron Man, Marvelous Ladybug. I don't know, the Marvelous Ladybug takes over the fucking world. She's the queen now. Then it's like, I don't know, Iron Man 2, but Marvelous Ladybug, I suppose. It still has antenna, don't worry. And then just, like, I don't know, Demon Queen, Marvelous Ladybug. I don't know. And if you're wondering why there's a bunch of placeholder ones, I just wanted to get them here because it's a very tedious process to get the guys in. So first thing, I'll show you what these do later, but first I need to reactivate. What the fuck is temp there for? Anyway, I need to reactivate round script because I had it deactivated to test things. It's gonna be on 10 seconds, and then each round will be like 10 seconds. Okay. So I'm just gonna equip a random Woman skin. Right. So inventory, Woman. Let's go with red. Right? Yeah, let's go with red Woman. I forgot I made it where you need enough players. Give me a second. Let me disable that really quick. Let me just have it where it needs to be greater than 0. So greater than 0. Yeah. Let me just do that really quick so I can show off what I wanted to. Anyway, so by default, we're going to be Woman, because that's the default survivor, I suppose. Give it a minute. There we go. Okay. Oh, what's this button? Bam. You teleport to a random spawn with your health cut in half. Boop. Yeah, see, just a random spawn. I don't know why there was only 2. Alright, game finished. Next, we're going to become Invisible Man. We'll just become default Invisible Man. Does that sound cool? Yes, it does. Yep. Alright. What is this? What does his ability do? Whoa. He turns invisible. Now, this might look like this might look like N7's invisibility, but I can promise you it's not. It's just client side where you can see yourself. Let's just, I don't know, temporarily become this guy. You know? Oh, look, even though he doesn't have an ability yet, or a passive yet, it still works. Wow. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so there's that. Give it a minute. Then, ow, 1 second. There's something on my face. Okay, so then I'll just disable this, and then I'm just gonna show off the other stuff. So, as you may have noticed, the inventory looks different. Whoa. Well, what's this? What's all this? Well, yeah. So I did it where it will put everything into here. Now, there's a bug that I can't quite figure out what the hell is going on. Specifically for Invisible Man and Satan himself, their milestones are in reverse order. Anyway, but yeah. So you have the tabs, and you go to each character, and it shows out their skin. And it displays it up here. Now, if you're wondering what each skin type stands for, so Woman has one of each. So we have the default one, like a normal skin. So like with the Marvelous Ladybug, the quote-unquote miraculous Ladybug, that would be a normal skin. Then we have the gold skins, which, think of in Forsaken, think of characters with like custom animations, right? So, would You Are an Idiot count? No, because that's just custom sounds. Think of like the baseball Jason, or there's the baseball Jason, there's Subject 1 Jason, there's Pursuer Jason, definitely. Like they have like a custom everything, except for like the abilities that are the same. It's just the animations and stuff are custom. Then we have the inverted color, which is like the alpha skins. So like Red Woman, when I was first testing to see that the skin selection worked, Blue Satan to check that it worked, Then we have this colorful thing, which is like a special skin, which think of it as like MLG Chance or VIP Jason, So like with Invisible Man, you would have anti-Invisible Man, Invisible Man. That's a special skin. I think those are the only two who like actually have one. Yeah, like Huag with Sans. So Huag, usually he would like put his arm out and like blast a laser. Sans, he's just gonna stand there, And then we have this green one. This is just developer skins. So the first two characters that were ever made were Woman and Blevo. This one was made by my brother, so there. And then I made Woman. So developer skins for us, I suppose, because we're the only two who are working on this game. Well, technically, it's really only me. It's just that he's designing his characters and like telling me how he wants them to work. I'm actually doing the work of coding it in and not modeling, but like making the characters. And by the way, all of this is not final. Like some of this stuff will probably change. Like this is not going to change. I love how stupid this looks, but like this one will probably change. Maybe not this one, because like I'm using a bunch of catalog items right now. Though a lot of stuff probably won't change, because like I'm using a lot of catalog items from Roblox, because I just think some of their items are pretty cool, And then there's also the this isn't like the fake, it's Forsaken Shadletsky Milestone 3. No, it's the actual one of Son of Sevenless. I think that's what they're called. But yeah, so now to show you the code, milestone 4, 3, 2, 1. So now for the code. Let me just close a bunch of this stuff really quick so I can just show what is going on. So if you remember my load round script, I decided to break it into multiple chunks. So load round, all it does is it just loads the map. Load killer, it just turns you into your killer, and then that's it. It just loads you into your killer. Load survivor. This, it just turns you into the survivor. And then down here, so if I were to go to survivors and then go to Invisible Man, right? He has a tag called has ability. Now what this has ability does is... Oh, I should probably have these two be deleted when they're moved in. That's fine, though. So, what these two do... So what this does is it looks through all the children of the character, and then it looks through... And then it says, okay, is it a string value? Okay. Is its name has ability? Yes. Okay. So then it goes to replicated storage down here. And then it goes to survivability client side. And then it takes the whole GUI and then puts it inside of your player GUI. And then if it's a passive, it just goes into passive, takes the script, and then puts it into passive, because it's a little different when it's, you know, a script than with like a button on a GUI. Now, let's say I go to Invisible Man, right? Invisible Man. So we have the button, script.parent, and then event is the replicated storage activatability. I had it where it's the exact same. This is probably very inefficient. Like, I probably should have like activate survivor, activate killer, but all of them go through activatability. So what happens is it goes here. So when you click the button, it goes to, oh, I'm going to activate this here will fire. Like, the server is going to make this thing go off, basically. It's like a light down the road just turns on and off or something. I don't know. And then what it does is it makes all of your character parts. So it makes all your character parts transparent. So it makes it to 0.9, but this is just client side. All this only makes it client side. So it makes your, so it goes through every single part, and if the part is not humanoid root part, then it's 0.9. Any accessory, okay, the handle in the accessory is 0.9. If it's a folder, it just goes through all of them. And the only thing I have in the folders is just a head mesh, which is where the face is put on. And then it makes the face texture 0.9, and then it goes into your torso, and then it gets your decal, and then it makes it 0.9. It waits 5 seconds, and then it just makes you visible again. This is what it does on the client side. Now, let's go to the server script service, and then the survivability's server side. Invisible Man. You might notice it looks like the exact same code. And that's because it kind of is. The only difference is that this makes you fully invisible server side. And it makes you fully invisible server side first. Because then if I were to put fire server after, it would make you invisible client side. And then server side would make you fully invisible. And then even client side would be fully invisible. So then it's literally the exact same code. It just makes you fully invisible. And again, okay, event is the activate ability, and then if activate ability fires, everything goes. And it's different, and this is only it for like Invisible Man. Woe Man, he's different. The way he works is that it goes into the map and it takes just a random spawn. That's what this does. So this, it takes a random spawn from like the spawn subfolder inside of the folder of the map, and that teleports you to it. It's kind of like 07's teleport ability, except it's just like a random spawn. You could be at the exact same spawn you're standing on too, by the way. And then it just halves your health, because I gotta balance this somehow, you know? I can't just have you teleport away with no consequence. Like, you're gonna have your health halved. Then, yeah, and then that's what those two do. I have not made anything for Satan himself yet. I'm still... The plan there is it's going to be like how, let's say there's lava on the floor and he's floating above the lava. Nothing's gonna happen to him because he's floating. Oh, yeah, I didn't show this yet. So, really quickly, what's going to happen, so what these do, these will turn you into either the survivor or the killer you have selected. So, I'm going to just go the Hatsune Miku Woman. Bam. There we go. And then this does nothing because there's no spawns right now. I'll figure out a way to fix that. Next. I should have just reset because it doesn't matter. It's just force of habit because of how I've been making this. Next, if we go to Survivors and Satan himself, this be Milestone 3 Satan himself. Why not? Survivor? No. Yeah, Survivor. Bam. Now watch this. He floats. This is not Deuce... Well, it's based off of Deucikar's animation, but, like, there's only so much you can do with hovering over the ground. But yeah, it works specifically with Satan himself. And the way that one works... So, if I go inside of Satan himself, there's another tag called Animation Name. Value Satan himself. Huh, I wonder what that goes. Animations, default, Satan himself. I'm sure you could guess where this comes from, but I'm just going to show anyway, just in case. So basically, there's the animation script name, and it just goes through the character model, and it goes, oh, what is the tag? It finds something called animation name. And then what happens is it gets the animation script, and it goes through here, and it goes, okay, which one matches this? And then it clones it, puts it in your character. So that's how that stuff works. This is kind of invalid, I think, because I did something different now. So next, if we go to the GUI, inventory, you might notice it looks a lot emptier than last time. So if I were to open this up, invisible, wait a minute, didn't I have an entire killer tab, an entire survivor tab, and then an entire tab for every single character? Yeah, I did, but I changed it. So we have skins tab, it's just that, and it's even empty, and then skin display. So if I go to switch tab, setup inventory does the same thing. So switch tab. Okay. Let's go to the Survivor tab. 1 second. So what happens is, all this does is it makes the colors swap, basically. That's all it does. And then when you swap the tab, it makes both of these invisible because it's going to have the one from the other tab. So let's say I was on Survivors and I clicked Woman. And then if I go click on Killers, this would still be said Woman skin that I would have selected. So it just makes it invisible. Next, it just destroys everything in Character tab. So this Character tab, if you're wondering why it does that, the way I have this script set up is if I look at scripts and inventory scripts, there's the display skin killer and open skins killer. Now, why would I destroy all of them? Oh, if I go for every child in unlocked characters in the Survivor tab, okay, let's go there. Unlocked characters, so that's inside of here, player GUI. The player, would be inside of you. So you have all the characters you have unlocked. And it goes, okay, Blevo's unlocked. Alright, then it goes, alright, Blevo is unlocked. So like we're on the Survivor tab, Blevo is unlocked. It takes the Blevo tab from Character tab, and then it puts it in here, and it puts it right in the middle, a little bit down. And then it goes to the next one. Let's say it's Huhiha. It puts Huhiha underneath Blevo at a certain position. So what this does is it puts it in an array that's like evenly spaced out, so I can just expand it. So if I were to add a new character, I don't have to re-put it in, realign everything. It just puts everything in there. That's all it does. And yeah, and then it makes a clone of it, by the way. Like, it doesn't just move the actual thing in there. It could, but I'm just gonna make a clone. So then, let's say you have all your characters are listed out and you click Satan himself. Now that would be where is it? Scripts, inventory scripts. That would be where OpenSkin's Survivor would come from. It's this part right here. It is literally the exact same code as putting all the survivors or killers here, except it just does it here with the skins. So it goes through skins unlocked, and yeah. So Woman, it would go through all of these, and then it would take it from skins tab here. It would just take all, so it would go through all of these ones here, and it would go, okay, which ones do you have? And then if you had them, it would move them into here. Next, this part was the trickiest part for me to figure out. So what happens is, let's say I click on the skin. There's a bunch of stuff. So, skin display. There's character type, survivor. So, let's say you clicked on display skin survivor, which would be like one of the Woman skins. New skin type survivor. Huh, I wonder what that's for. You can probably take a guess what it's for. So what all of this code does is it makes the character type whatever character it is. So if it's a survivor, this would be survivor. If it's killer, it would be killer. Next, the skin name, it becomes whatever skin you clicked. That's all it does. And then display. Now this is an interesting one. I already showed you guys this, but I'm going to explain it again. Where it puts the character, like it clones the character, and it puts it inside of here. And then I made it, I don't really understand the script, but I made it where this spins, and then the character is like equal to that. And then the equip, it's just the same stuff. So it goes to change player character, and all it does is it goes to whatever you have. It goes, oh, is it a survivor? It'll change to your survivor, you know. This ragdoll script, I'm going to figure that out later, don't worry. I don't have, that has nothing in it right now. I don't know how to do it. Anyway, where is it? It's in here somewhere. Where the fuck did I put it? Ah, change character. This is all it does. So it goes character type, because in here it would be like survivor, you know, or killer. So it goes survivor chosen, like whatever, it goes to the tag survivor or killer chosen, and then it makes that whatever skin you have selected. That's all that does. And I think that's everything that I have right now. Oh yeah, and then there's this. It just makes the load character run. That's all it does. I think that should be everything. Yeah. Also, I forgot to mention, you probably figured this out, but like all the tabs, they were switched from text buttons to image buttons. It makes no difference at all, because the way I coded it is it takes the name of the button rather than like the value in the button. So that was very good on my part, I guess. So thanks past me, I suppose. I should make this invisible, because then it kind of breaks. So skin display, invisible, skins tab, invisible. There we go. But yeah. Yeah, that's about it. Man, I always spend like 30 minutes on this. That's pretty neat, I suppose. Yo, 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 it's your boy. Your favorite... I don't even know. I don't even do things. Anyway, I'm making a map right now, and I'm doing more of this stuff. The Marvelous Ladybug, she got her no, I already showed off her milestones. It was, yeah. So my brother, he made Blevo's milestone skins. If you're wondering why it's red and why this is green, I actually had no idea he was supposed to be green, because I just got like an uncolored sketch. And then this is Knife Guy, his milestone skins, and yeah. So next thing I want to show off, check this out, Poison and Burning. However, what is it? Oh yeah, that's all. Oh jeez. Hold on, let me fix that. Oh, let me just anchor this. Okay. As I was saying, so we have this now. If I go into the survivor, something pretty cool will happen. So let's see. Oh, no, it did not fix itself. Let's be milestone 3 Woe Man. Alright, so I'm Woe Man now. Oh! We have a health bar and a stamina bar. And guess what? It actually works. And it takes a second to recharge. Now, hold on. Let me just get all the way down to 0. Oh, you stop running right at 0. And I can't seem to run anymore. And then give it a second. Yep, and it comes back. Okay, next thing. Okay, actually, really quickly, I want to show how this works. So I'm going to show this off really quickly. So there's max stamina, sprint speed, stamina, and then walk speed. And yeah, this does change. You see. So that's what those parts do. And then there's this sprint script. And this was a pain to figure out. So essentially, what this does is this says, okay, if the key is being held down, and then right here, I copied this off of like another site. That's why there's the E site. I mean the E key. I didn't come up with this. I had to look it up and then like workshop it to figure out how I'm going to do it. I didn't even put this here. I don't even know if I need to put it there, but I'll just leave it there just to keep the code from not breaking. So what this does, but I understand how it works. I mean, everything is being said right now, right? So this goes and it takes the input. Okay, if it's not typing in the chat, then so the input is the left shift, and then while the key, this is while the key is down. So after you're holding it, so you press it, and then if you're holding it, if your stamina is not equal to 0, then your stamina, what's it called? Yeah, so your stamina is set to the speed, which is sprint speed, and then your stamina just gets lowered by 1, weights 0.1, and then if it is equal to 0, which would be an else, it's humanoid, it'll be set to the walk speed, which is here, you can see up here. Then down here, okay, this is literally this code copied, except this is input ended, and then while not key down. And then also, if your stamina value, so like once you lift it off, if the stamina value is 0, it waits like an extra 3 seconds. I'm just going to put this to 0.1. No, it's not going to fix itself in this one because it's a local one. And then, yeah. And then the stamina gains, you know. So that's that. I didn't show off the thing I wanted to. Oh my god. I'll just be normal Woe Man. Why not? Fine, Woe Man. Okay, so we're gonna start with burning. Check it out. So this is burning level 1 for a few seconds. And then after a few seconds, it goes away. Poison! Wow, I'm poisoned for like 10 seconds. And my health goes down. Now, let's say I don't know. Give me a minute. Let me just keep getting, like, affected by this stuff. By the way, there's a way to, like, kind of cheat this. So if I'm standing in it, it won't be there. I'll figure out a way to get that, but, you know. As of right now, you gotta, like, really walk inside of it. So, you know. But I still have, like, the general idea down. So, let me just get my health all the way down. It's a long and tedious process. Alright, you're almost there. Okay. Alright, so we have 9 health. Hypothetically, that would mean that the poison, it'll kill me if I touch it, right? Well, just like in Minecraft and Forsaken, if it hits 1, like if your health hits 1, it's not going to do anything else. It's not going to do anything. And the fire will just kill you. Yeah. Now, quick thing, if you're wondering what this is for, I'm gonna have like a whole icon thing that I'm thinking about. I think it would be cool, you know? I don't know. So I could make them for custom skins too. There's like no reason not to. But you know. Yeah. So this part was also pretty painful. We'll just start in here with like the acid like with poison. So this took so long to figure out. So we'll just start here. If you're in here and you're not poisoned, it basically goes, oh, replicated storage effects. Replicated storage effects, and we'll go to poison. Oh. Poison level. That one. Poison time. Here. Okay. And then it takes it and then puts it in your GUI. Like in your player GUI. And that's what this does. It looks to see if poison is in your player GUI. The reason why it took me so long to figure out is because I had everything done locally, which is not a good idea. Make sure you have like Fire server for some of this stuff. And yeah, it just sets up the variables and it goes, okay, we'll just put that shit in here. Did I really need to do this stuff? No. But did I do it anyway? Yeah. But yeah, this takes the level, the time, and then it takes the actual timer here. I actually realized I don't need this here. This doesn't need to be there. Because it just takes the whole GUI. Yeah. Okay. I'm just gonna leave it there. You know what? I'll fix that later. So then it goes to replicated storage, give poison, which is here. And then it goes to... Then it goes to server script service, and then it goes to effects scripts. And then let's go to poison. This, I don't fully understand how it works. All that I know is that it makes it go into like a minute timer thing, I suppose, you know? Which I should probably put in the timer GUI for like the thing that's up on your screen. So it takes the timer label, then the OG colors. This is basically the player colors that you already have, that you're given by default. So it takes those and it just... And then it takes the poison colors, which, if I go back here, it takes those, and then... So for... Oh yeah, and then it takes the OG colors and it puts it inside the GUI, so it moves it out of you. Then it takes the poison colors and puts it back inside of you. The reason why I have this move out is because, I don't know, for some reason that made it work better. As in, like, getting the colors back. I don't really care how to figure out how to do it properly. Anyway, so here we have for effect time, which is time. So I returned it as a value, so I don't need... I returned it as dot value, so I don't have to worry about this shit being dot value, but... So this goes, okay, count down from effect time, and if your health is greater than 1, then it'll make you take damage. If not, it'll just put your health to 1. I don't know. I'm starting to realize there's a lot of stuff that I didn't need to do, but I really could not give a shit. And then timer label, it just makes the timer go down, you know, because the effect time goes down. And then at the end, it destroys the poison colors, it puts your colors back in you, and then parent destroy, yippee-ki-yay. Everything is the same for burning, except for this part. There's just a fire effect instead of a poison colors, and that's it. That's literally all that's different. Oh, the only different thing, it waits like 5 seconds to destroy the actual fire, so the effect can just like not vanish. And then in Load Survivor... Oh, the whole stamina thing. Wait, no, I showed off the stamina thing. Never mind. By the way, that stamina thing, it was, it's server side, I think. I'm hoping it is. I'm fucking tired, man. I don't know. Oh, wow, this was only 11 minutes. Oh, cool.